But the threat of violence in the homes, they bear it and they live with it. Brothers, uncles, mommy gone abroad and leave little girls, and they are touched, introduced to sexually inappropriate behavior early. Some things we can't talk it here, so, and you don't know, say, true me a talk. Boys too. One boy described to me that, he woke up to find, in his mouth, right, the perversion. A young lady came on this program and spoke about a taxi man who she trusts. And parents, you have to look out. You have to be more aware, especially mothers. Especially mothers. Don't you ever, get more involved in the lives of your children. Look for signs that this is happening, because they are fearful. And then they're going to talk. How can they talk? They can't talk about them daddy. Because some of them not even know that what is being done to them is wrong. Because guess what? I trust him. He's my daddy. Is it okay? Is later on them find out? No, it's not appropriate. And by the time it's too late. And the scars that the emotional and psychological scars that this leave on people. Why you think some people can't have fulfilling relationships, fulfilling sexual relationships? Why you think they can't? Why you think some girls don't have nothing to do with man? You think because she don't love man? It's because what a man represents for her is pain. Because the man that she trusts, the man that was to have protected her, violated her. And so she lives with the pain of this violation of her innocence. And because of her remained sexuality, she may just, boys too. You think homosexuality is a genetic thing? No, not genetic at all. I mean, there are people who would argue, but there are boys who are introduced to this behavior. And I will tell you this, and this is the theological part of it, that sexual activity comes with what is called spirits. Spirits. Have you ever wondered? Have you ever wondered about it? How it happened? Well, a lot of it starts in the home. A lot of it starts in the home. And it's because people don't want to talk their story, and because they don't want to tell you what they go through, how they were violated. Some of them for years, they suffer night after night. Yes? 6-year-olds and 7-year-olds, 10-year-olds, as soon as them watch them, and as soon as little breast start bust, yes, the brother, the uncle, the daddy say, yes, you already know. You know, I heard a very sad, a very, very pathetic man. Some old don't know what to describe him. Talk about I him to get the first cut, first bite. Him. You know what man feels so? You know what men feel like, say, no other man no fi fuss them for their own picnic. Some man nasty, you know, I don't know. Because you do not even understand some of the things that are happening in our own country. In your own home. Sit with your children and carry them to a doctor, go make doctor examine them to and find out if anything happened, because some of them, you know, when for example you see them drop off in a school and they're not performing well, sometimes they are withdrawing, they start wetting their bed. For example, if you notice that your child, you know, all of a sudden start wetting bed, no want to eat, having withdrawal, you have to check it out. Sometimes right at your yard. And when him say, boy, you know, you say, no, not my husband. Oh, no, it can't happen. Lie you tell upon him. Not a lie. You never ever dismiss children when they tell you these things. Right? Yes, you're right, chance. Parliament, well, home, church, everywhere. There is this form of abuse taking place, and not much has been said about it because it's hush because very, very delicate. But I can give you stories after stories after stories after stories after stories. And when I speak to you from this platform, I'm talking to you as someone who works with children in these areas, and I know of it. You know, guess it. Tell me, I tell you that there are young girls, 9, 8, 10, 12, that night after night after night have to be subjecting them young little self to sexual molestation by members of their own family. Brother did a horny, uncle did a horny, daddy did a horny. Yeah. And them just step daddy did a horny, you know, and them just make use of it. Very, very sad. Yes. And teachers too. Yeah. If the girls, let me tell you something. If girl pick me ever if girl children ever start to talk, what about people have to run away? Okay. You know, Jamaican politics. I think I'm wrapping up. I think I'll be wrapping up the politics today. And Monday we will have some you know, hopefully new things to talk to you about. Yeah. Okay, so Jamaican politics has a complex history though. And understanding the dynamics of the Jamaican politics requires a study. And I've been looking at it. The complexity of the politics we practice in Jamaica. I know I have spoken to you about this before, but follow me for the next couple of minutes. The system where politician provides goods and services to citizens in exchange for political support. This system can lead to a culture of dependency and what is called patronage. Patronage is the practice of politicians appointing supporters to positions of power or providing them with benefits. This system, what that does is it creates a sense of loyalty and obligation. And of course, it fosters what is called a strong identification with the party. And it is almost unbreakable. It's familial ties, it's cultural. And so when you see the results of the last election, that's how you have to understand the politics. And many people can't understand, how we had such a result. And Scratchy, if you are listening, I know that you know this, that irrespective of the efforts of the government, and Holness and his team need to look at this, look at it very carefully, because clearly this is not a country at this point where performance matters in terms of election results. Because many people are bemused, are befuddled at the fact that the PNP got 90,000 more people coming out to vote for them in a country that, from all the indicators are showing that the government is doing well. And so these factors have contributed to a political landscape that is characterized by partisanship. And as I watched Parliament yesterday, I don't want to call the name, it is very ugly. Yesterday, the Prime Minister made a speech in Parliament and he said something to the effect that, Jamaicans must move away from the culture of the dons. The members of the government applaud it. Not one member of the opposition clap. Imagine that. While we stay up on these platforms and we whatever we do, we're not really addressing the fundamental issues that the country faces. It is deeply divided. I mean, a prime minister stands in Parliament and he says, we must not support extortion. And his side clap, nobody from the opposition, not one, not even the new members. So it tells you that they are already towing the party line. They're not independent thinkers, They don't have an independent view. They don't go there to, you see all this nonsense they're talking about representing constituents. That foolishness. Them party them I represent. All of those new members you see gone inside there. Yeah, you have to fall in line. You have to fall in line. You want to tell me that the Prime Minister says something that is of national importance and of national significance and gets no support from the opposition? And quite frankly, I get the feeling that the Prime Minister better get on with the job of governing the country and leave the opposition alone. Mr. Holness, get on with the job that the people elect you to do. Leave the opposition alone. Because clearly, this is not an opposition that is going to be, no, sir. Just you get on with the job of governing the country. Leave Mark Golding and his team alone, right? Don't bother get them involved in nothing at all. Because clearly, if what I saw in Parliament is of any moment, then the country Jamaica is very divided. And something needs to happen over the next couple of months to bring us together. Or I fear that we will be held back. Did you see what, as a matter of fact, my understanding is that at the swearing in of the Prime Minister, when he was coming out of King's House, the opposition leader sat. Never stood up, sat down. Yes. So, sir, you've appointed your cabinet, your state ministers are in place. Get on with the job. To the extent that the opposition wants to, say something, they say something. Just get on with moving Jamaica forward. You don't really need the opposition, If we can't amend the constitution, make it done. Constitution, scratchy. Constitution can't yam. Right? These are not as important as it is for us to become a republic. The people of Jamaica that can't get water, don't busy with that. That don't affect water to the people, Jamaica becoming a republic and having a president, that don't affect people getting water in them pipe and them road fix and the cost of living. Those aren't priorities for the nation. So you don't need opposition, you don't need to worry about that right now. Mr. Chuck and the people up at the Ministry of Justice, I noticed Marissa Dalrymple Philibert is going up to the Ministry of Justice to help Delroy Chuck. Very good. I like Miss Philibert. Yes. And those are the Jamaican people don't worry about now. As a matter of fact, how many Jamaicans care anything about Jamaica becoming a republic? How many Jamaicans? Put it in a referendum and see how many people understand that. They don't business with that. But they business about the road, the water, the cost of living, and then getting a good job. And for that, you don't need opposition support. You don't need the opposition support to grow the economy and to create jobs and to bring crime down. Don't need them support. So leave them alone. Leave them alone and get on with the job that Jamaican people have elected you to do. Right? So these factors, the history, if you look at how the politics is, yes, this is what influences voting behavior in the country, not performance. It is partisan loyalty. It is the strong identity with a particular party that influences the voting behavior and opinions, not GDP growth, crime reduction, poverty reduction, infrastructure, increasing NIR, bringing down the debt to GDP. That's not what influenced people to vote in Jamaica. Mr. Holness, learn that, Learn that. And that is why, if you govern and don't pay attention to the politics, you can't win. You can't win, Because one of the lessons coming out of this election is that voting patterns in Jamaica is deeply partisan. So the people, they might get the ride on the JUTC bus, they might pay the $100, then send them picnic on the school bus and they not pay no money, they might collect the part check, they might drive on the better roads, they have enjoyed the benefits. That no make them vote for you. That don't have nothing to do with them when it comes on to election day. They might go vote for them party. And so if you are going to win Again, don't want to say it. Personal relationships with constituents and party members. That is what is shaping political outcomes in Jamaica, not performance. Political outcomes in Jamaica is not being determined by the performance of government. You tell me, doing a thesis on this. Yeah, I'm going to write it. I'm going to make this a study, this election, and present the findings. Because people in the world are looking down at Jamaica, and I say they can't understand how the election was so close. Partisan loyalty shape the outcome of elections in Jamaica, not GDP growth, not path increase, not even the aspiration of a $32,000 increase. Well, from 16 to 32, a 100% increase in their salaries. Did it? Never did. The people were promised that if they voted for the Labour Party, their income would move from $16,000 to $32,000, and it never moved them. They still voted for the PNP. So their interest was subsided. It was subsumed into the interest of the party. It no matter if the party don't have no plan. It no matter if the party plans are bad for Jamaica. It no matter if the party, no matter, we're going to vote for a party. And so it's not pragmatic. It's partisan. Because pragmatism is absent in Jamaica today. It's not even in parliament. Because you can't tell me, say, a prime minister stood up and said to the nation that on government contracts, dons are not to be involved. And his side bang decks, and every man from the opposition just fold their hand. They're no business, because they will never clap for the prime minister, because that is what? Not pragmatism. Pragmatism. It's illogical. Because Jamaicans are prioritizing short-term benefits or personal gains over long-term policy goals or ideological alignment. And so the recent general elections can be understood through these lenses. That it's not about performance here in Jamaica. It's about partisan loyalty. How is it, therefore, that we are going to address the complexities of this? Because it's very complex, you know. It's like pouring water on a duck back. Just shake it off. No change. You press these advertisements. You know, the people took the book, read it, and put it down. No sense. Performance? Don't tell us that. We're going to vote for a party. millions of dollars spent to print books. Performance, we don't want to hear about no performance. We are partisan. Prime Minister was on the streets, sweating. Fantastic campaign. Oh, crowds are massive. Advertisement on radio and TV, no impact. People have made up their minds. They're partisan. Don't do that anymore. The campaign strategy will have to change. You can't campaign like that anymore. You campaign into the masses. Basically, what you are doing is mobilizing your base. You're not reaching anybody from the other side. So what is the government to do now to change the minds of the partisan? Well, I'm not going to tell them here. If they need to know, they're going to have to text me, call me, because I can tell them. And I can help them to change the minds of the partisan, because it can be done. What is the Jamaica Labour Party to do? To convert at least 100,000 comrades to vote Labour. Because my little check, PNP may not want me to say this, but I'm going to tell you. 876-858-9553. 876-858-9553. Is that at least 100,000 of them can be converted. Not all. There's about 100, and I will tell you why they can be converted. Because they're not yet steeped into it. So you have to act now. So if the party have to act now, goes for both sides, you know. But I'm focusing on the 1 p.m. side. Because you can't win with the base anymore. You can't win with the base. That is sorted out. And I've already established that performance the way win you the election. How are you going to convert 100,000 people, sir? And divide them across the country? The country, that's how you're going to win. And that's how you can win a landslide. I can develop a strategy and show it to the Labour Party that they could win a landslide in the next election. But not going to be for free. 876-858-9553. That's the number. Wherever in the world you are, you want to make a contribution to the work we do, please help us to achieve our live goal today. Send something, tap the screen, share the live. We're here with you until 2 o'clock. It's 25 minutes after 1 o'clock. Producer? Tell me what time I'm to close today. And so there are 3 areas of study that you have to start with. I'm taking you on a little bit of a intellectual discourse here now. You have the physiosophical perspective. You have the psychological perspective. And you have the sociological perspective. So this is now scientific. What you are about to attempt here is to change human behavior. And it can be done. You can convert the partisans. Not those that ban so. Because them were banned. No. But there are about 25% of people on both sides that will switch. They will. But you have to go about it strategically. Remember, I have established that Jamaicans are not at this point caring about what you do. They are more likely to support their tribe. Tribalism is one of our biggest problems in Jamaica. You know, you saw it in the parliament yesterday. The sides are divided. You could feel the tension. This is not a parliament that is is going to be working together. If you believe that, go and have a drink. It won't happen. First of all, you hear the PNP clearly saying, we don't support the speaker. I addressed that last night. One of the first time in our history that the opposition did not support the speaker. Normally on a Westminster, some people say, you have both sides agreeing for the speaker because the speaker presides over the affairs of the parliament. And in the parliament, the opposition is a critical part of the process. Incidentally, I support Mrs. Holness. I did a 30 minutes on that last night, telling you why she ought to be appointed and that the fact of her being Prime Minister's wife is of no moment. The Speaker of the House is not the Prime Minister's wife. You separate those. And intelligent people can make that separation. She is Juliet Holness, the Member of Parliament for East Rural St. Andrew. That qualifies her for that role. Yes? That is what we need to understand. In a democracy, in a democracy, I'll get back to that. I'll get back to that. Right? So let's see if we can take a little break here and come back. We're coming right back. In a democracy, we must promote meritocracy. Democracy assumes that meritocracy is the system by which people are appointed, not nepotism. And a lot of people I hear chatting are talking purid nonsense. They don't understand the issues. And they are simply speaking from a partisan place. And when you are in that partisan place, you are clouded in your vision and your thoughts are aligned to your party, and so you cannot be objective. Well, I am not aligned to any party, and I can be objective. Okay? And that's why I tell them, don't lump me. In a democracy, meritocracy is to be promoted. Because what meritocracy means is that the person best suited for the position gets it. And there is no more qualified person for this than the lady you see sitting up there. If there is another one, put him forward. She's not in the cabinet. Who else is left? Don't be fear and take off your orange hat. When you take out the cabinet and the state ministers, which of the other members of parliament would you give the position to? The Prime Minister, having not appointed her to the cabinet, which of the others would you give the Speaker position over Mrs. Holness based on her qualifications? Man, you no go. You no go. Sometimes I'm wasting time to even defend that. You know, I went on a program this morning. I heard them talking, and I couldn't believe it. I don't go on lives, and I joined and said, let me go on there and just show them that they are speaking rubbish. And then I said, no, leave it alone. Leave it alone, because some people hard ears. No matter what you tell them, they will never believe it. Anyway, from a physiosophical perspective, Jamaican politics can be seen as being influenced by pragmatism, utilitarianism, and what is called the social contract theory. Now, these are schools of thoughts that I know may be a little, but bear with me. It's physiosophical. To understand a problem, you have to study the physiosophical underpinnings. And you can't leave it there. You have to oh my goodness. Yes, thank you. Yes. Pragmatism is where the voter is focused on the practicality of the vote. So remember now, he's been pragmatic, which is why you must grow the economy. The vote is linked to poverty and inequities. It's pragmatic. The man who is voting, you can give him all the books, make all the ads, tell him all the thing. His vote is going to be pragmatic. It is physiosophical, and you better understand it. He's not voting for the long term. You say, choose Jamaica. Well, what does that mean? He might choose himself. No, you're going to take 10 minutes to explain to him what choose Jamaica means. Because by choosing Jamaica, he's really choosing himself. But is it pragmatic? $5,000 to you listening to me may not be a lot. But for a man who is hungry, no have no money if you go to work tomorrow and broke, $5,000 is a lot of money. As a matter of fact, I can tell you more. There are girls in Jamaica that gives you it for less. $1,500 me here. I don't, well, I would. That's what I heard. Not, I don't know. I heard it. $1,000. And now you have to get into what is called values. And you see the social contract theory, you may have to get into existentialism. Yes. Survival. $1,500. You're broke. So don't tell me about you don't understand it, but I want you to understand it. The physiosophical underpinnings of this election, the election result. It's a focus on the practicality of the short-term gains, which is why vote buying in Jamaica can't stop. Can't stop. No matter make nobody fool you and run your head and turn you around, then buy vote. And if they don't buy it, no election now running in Jamaica. Yes, it is electoral malpractice and electoral fraud. That is what the book said. But the politicians know it and they do it. Can't stop, will never stop, because the democracy is linked to the prosperity of the people. And you can't have a country where 300,000 of your people are poor and you don't buy vote. They're not voting for you. You better learn that. Well, I know them know it. That about principles? Principles? Oh, you're not to buy vote. Principle when you're hungry? Principle when you're hungry? Huh? You can't tell a hungry man, but he mustn't thief. No go so. You can't tell a hungry man, say, if he oh, the law. Obey the law. Am I hungry? I could tell you something about law and morality. Because people don't obey law, you know. A man write law. It's values you want to teach people, not law. Man broke law for survival. You listening to me there too. You do it. You do the same thing because you are in a different situation. And if you understand the old concept of situationalism, it's because you're not in this situation where you have a different destination. But make your situation change, and then you will know about values. Morals and values is because you are where you are. But a man who is dirt poor, I'm not saying that some people can't, but some people won't. Not principles. He's not voting for principles. Your advertisement meant nothing to him. What he wants is, I need a sheet of zinc, I need 2 bags of cement, I need 25 chicken and 2 bags of feed. That me a vote for. And that him a go vote for. Pragmatic. And so if we don't understand, all of you young politicians there, some of you don't understand the politics, and so that's why we no lose. So no lose. And never stop giving no free advice. As a matter of fact, producer, this segment here have a sponsor. I'm not doing it for free. We're not doing it for free. Let's meet the live phones. I'll get back to this later. Eight 876-858-9553. 876-858-9553. Yeah. And so some people call it corrupt. It's not corrupt. It's not corrupt. And I don't want to get too deep, but I could tell you about classical culturizing. You have to lead people based on an understanding of their culture, because you don't ram change down in a people throat, you know. And that's how people change. And the politics in Jamaica not going to change. Now go change in 5 years. I can tell you that. This election will be reflected 5 years from now. And I'm saying to both parties that the physiosophical perspective of the politics needs to be examined. The psychological perspective of the politics needs to be examined. The sociological perspective needs to be examined. That's how you are going to increase the voter turnout. But what you have now is you have to understand what happened 2 Wednesdays ago. And from a physiosophical standpoint, what happened was that people were pragmatic. They were pragmatic when they went to mark that X. They were not marking the X for the roads, for the hospitals, for the jobs, for the improvement in crime, because those things only affected them at the macro level. Macro level. But at the micro level, it's pragmatism. It is the man who can meet the need that I have now. The man that can give me the 25 chicken, give me the book voucher, buy me the 2 sheets of zinc and the 5 bag of cement, and fill the medicine bill. That me have that now. You gonna tell me about crime reduction and road we fix and water in a pipe? I have a bill here, sir. $8,000 feet. What you can do for me? Pragmatism. It's not the long-term ideals or the principles that you're asked that they want at that time. Not that. That is for the middle class or the upper class who look at the macro levels of things. And they are making those decisions. And I don't want to make a criticism, but the Choose Jamaica slogan should have been pinned with something else. But I won't tell you what else, what next. Because that Choose Jamaica, okay. Road can yam. That's right. Crosses education levels and social class. Absolutely, sir. Now you get into me, but can't say them something when election have to run. And then you have what is called utilitarianism. Utilitarianism. And that is where politicians prioritize policies that benefit the majority of the constituencies. That's why Holness went to Spanish Town and announced the increase in the minimum wage. Even if it means sacrificing other areas of the economy, you have to be utilitarian in your policies. I've said this, I said it. That you need to put something on the table that the masses like. It came too late. I was saying early, every student going back to high school should be exempted, even for this year. You notice the government is allowing the student to ride for free for 2 months. That is utilitarianism. That is very, very much pragmatic. that increase in the minimum wage came too late. It was to come, it should have come earlier. Should come early. Because when it came, it was seen at that time as being an attempt to win votes. Utilitarianism. The masses must feel it. And then you have the whole matter of the social contract theory. The social contract theory is the relationship between citizens and the state. It's a social contract that you get into with them, you know, where the citizens exchange loyalty and their support for the benefits of services. The PNP's criticism of vote buying is hypocritical. They don't understand vote happy buy in Jamaica. You happy buy. You may not want to hear it like this said, but that's exactly what is happening. A pure vote buying Aguania. As a matter of fact, I can tell you this: more money spent buying vote in this election than any other election before. Make them talk. No make them understand. No make them fool you. You hear, brethren? This social contract theory that these pragmatic Jamaicans are entering into, you better give them something. And they're not coming out to vote. It's an exchange of loyalty. You want me to vote for you? Well, you better put something on the table. And if you don't put it there, sorry for you. Let me tell you something. You think Delroy Slowly was not a good MP? And Anne-Marie Vaz? You think that's why they lose? You think Danny Lawrence lost because he was not a good MP? And George Wright? Come on, guys. Things happening in this election here that can't talk about. But you can use social learning, psychological learning, philosophical learning, and understand what happened. My time is gone. My time is over. Can I take, moderator, can I take maybe 2 calls? Maybe give them 2 or 3 minutes each. I'll pick back up on this on Monday, and we can delve into it a little bit more. All right. So my time is gone. I have a lot more that I could say on this, but my time is gone. All right, 876-858-9553. That's the number to WhatsApp to put something in. All right, thank you. You can do it by Zelle. You can do it by Cash App. Wherever in the world you are, if you text that number, you'll get a response to guide you as to how you can do it. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm not going to sell out terror long. All right, who is there? Who's there that wants to come up? All right, who is there? All right, okay, let's see who is there for the next couple of minutes.
Never.
Hi, sir. How are you?
We're doing great, man. I just joining you just for the last session, and today is Friday.
No, sir. You have a music pass in there.
Oh well, I think I was telling you last night that we do started on Friday. That's where that's where we start the red wine.
Oh, so you're at a little party there.
Well, it's not really a party. we gather up with my brothers and my sister-in-law and a couple of friends. So it's Friday. We get off work early today, and we just start the weekend. You know.
Fantastic. Good for you. I'm here, so trying to unravel the psychological dynamics of the last election, helping my listeners to understand, what happened.
Yes, that's from Monday to Thursday.
Right.
Friday is a little bit more chill.
Yes.
You know, get off all the stress from Monday to Thursday. So when
Uh-huh.
when Friday comes, all of that politics and all of those stuff, you know, wait until Monday morning again. We take up that.
That's right. I agree.
You know what I mean? Today is Friday. That's the time you get your little glass with your red wine. I enjoy life, man. Life is great.
Yes, your little glass. Your little glass.
Yes. Yes,
Yes.
life is great, man. And you know, I can't make things what happened. It's all gone. Still bother me
Uh-huh.
because we only have one shot at life,
Yeah, that's true.
and we have to enjoy life because that's the only thing we get from life.
Yes.
If if we take all the stress, we die quick, man. You know, with Christopher, man, I share his story. I send it all over the world, man.
Lovely.
I sent you all over the world, all my people them in Europe, you know,
Yes.
because you're doing a great job, man. You're doing a good job.
Well, sir, I really thank you. I thank you, and I thank the listeners
Yes,
for
yes. Even my
supporting
brothers
us.
was saying to me, "Hey, you ain't hopping on neighbor." I said, "Hey, sometime we have to make the guy chill, man. You know." But everybody love you, man. Everybody love you.
I appreciate it, sir. I'm really out of time though, so I'll be on later on. So maybe we can chat a little bit more.
We chat later on.
All right. Thank you so much, sir.
Bless up, and I'm gonna donate to you again.
Okay. Thank you so much. God bless you.
Take it easy.
Great. Thank you so much. Okay, listeners, 876-858-9553. 878-858-9553. We're going to end the program with power play. Power man is standing by. All right. Power play coming up. You can't afford to miss that. The power man is here. Power play coming up. Winston, hi.
Good afternoon, neighbor.
Why, Winston? I started this morning. Boy, I couldn't manage a sneeze. I caught a cold. Winston. Not really a go on for me, Winston. When we are go up above bay.
Shortly, neighbor, shortly.
Oh, yeah.
Shortly.
That's why I'm getting sick, sir.
Shortly, neighbor.
Hold on, Winston. Let us send the number. 876-858-9553. Let's go a little slower for you. 876-858-9553. Text that number and ask for the Zelle account or the Cash App account or the local bank account and help us to pay our bills for this week. All right? We've really done poorly this week, but we're still here. Yes, Winston.
Yes, neighbor. With this special invitation in the neighbor. You know that you have to have some females to put some icing on the cake. So working on that aspect of it.
Fantastic. I like it. Yeah.
Yes, neighbor. And I see Power Man is here, so I want to say good afternoon to you, sir.
Power play coming up, yeah.
Yeah.
He's
You
our
know,
big
You know,
man
neighbor,
on
listening to your open commentary as usual. You know, this morning I think you're really, this afternoon I think you really go in depth. You know, this morning
I want to show off, but I can go further because what I'm trying to get my listeners to understand is that you can predict the behavior. Well, you can explain the behavior of the people. It's not hard to explain. You can explain it.
you know, neighbor, I'm trying to explain this thing, I am speaking about, you see, the people, it is like the economy.
Yeah.
If you have an economy that is doing poorly, you have to provide stimulus for the economy.
Yeah.
And so when the economy now started to propel on its own, you take your time and you withdrew the stimulus little
We
by
have to
little.
talk about this later, though, Winston. But here how I want to close. If both parties did not go out and buy votes in this election, 900,000 people would not come out to vote, sir. Don't
Yeah,
make
but
no
that's
money.
where I'm heading.
Okay.
That's where I'm heading. So
Yeah.
I'm saying to you, neighbor, it is just like as I explained to you about the economy and the stimulus that I provide. It is the same thing with the people and the election day.
Yeah.
Neighbor,
They may not want to call it
we
vote
have to
buying.
face the reality of some people's life.
Yeah, absolutely. It's pragmatism, sir.
Yes, neighbor, and a lot of us, neighbor, are burying our conscience and behaving in a manner like it don't exist. It do exist, neighbor.
Absolutely.
You understand? And so therefore, and let me tell you something, neighbor. Even when you look and see some of even the JLP elected members, I think I saw a number of 14 of them. And all of the 14 members poll less vote than 2020 in a COVID election.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? I remember that more people are added to the voter list. What is the reason for this? It's because, neighbor, the transactional part of the politics wasn't there.
Yeah. And sir, listen to me. You see the macro economy that the government has done well in. Congratulations to that. But you see the man down at the bottom there, sir? Don't go tell him about road and GDP and crime cut.
You know, I'm glad I come there, because sometime early on in the year, I told you that, neighbor.
Okay.
I say to you on your program that you have Jamaicans who the road and the water and the light. I mean nothing to him.
Nothing to him, son. And it's strange to a lot of us. We wonder, say, my God, how is that possible? Well, you have to understand human behavior. So anyway, Winston, I'm out of time. You hear? Thank you so much.
Yes, neighbor. You can take Power Man.
Yeah. Power Man?
Yes, neighbor, afternoon.
How are you, sir?
Yes, I'm here in a vivacious mode, neighbor.
Well, listeners, it's time for Power Play. Power Play is on today with the Power Man himself from Portmore. 1 minute after 2 o'clock, he's going to be back at 7 with us. Oh my goodness, road can yum. Time for Power Play. How you doing, sir?
Yes, neighbor, as I said, I'm here in a vivacious mode right now, neighbor.
You're in a vivacious
The
mode.
reason why I can say this, neighbor, 10 years ago, I was admitted at the university hospital where I did a big surgery. So I don't know if probably you can let me share it on the program a little more, just succinctly a little more.
Succinctly, yeah. That's at about by the way, did you text me? Just text me back, so we can talk afterwards.
Okay, yes, sir.
Link.
But I'm enjoying the program as usual. You always touch some salient point as usual. So I'm really enjoying the program.
I noticed that the sagacious Prime Minister appointed a junior minister, some junior ministers today. So what do you have to say about that?
Okay, it's a perfect fit into the mellifluous cabinet, neighbor. They are the fledgling one to take over in the near future,
Yes.
So the only thing I thought that the land of save right would go to tourism, and tour would go, but he know what he's doing, so I guess he know what he's doing.
Yeah, he's very sagacious, so he understands it. It's maybe. Yeah.
Yes, he's a sagacious man, so I guess anything that he'll do, I think it will work out well. Yeah.
I agree with you, sir. Absolutely. Well, Power Man, we'll talk later, and because our time is gone, we have to.
Yeah, I know that the time is limited, so that is why I don't want to get in any in any hot topic now.
Right. We'll talk later, all right?
Okay, neighbor. Bye. Yes, sir.
Right.
Do everything
Yes.
wrong.
Miss J.A.,
Yes, ma'am.
are you listening to Bread?
Yes, I'm listening to Brady.
Please
Okay.
don't do that.
No worry about it.
Everybody fellowship.
Mama, no worry about it. Listen.
No listen, man. There's other things going on in the
Bread is
media.
a bestie.
Sometimes when I feel like I
Bread
have
is
no
a
camera
bestie.
and go out on the grounds and go listen and see what going on.